Okay, enough talking and it's time to get to the business. In this video, we are going to write our very first Apex program, and you know what? It's not that hard as you imagine it would be. To write our very first program, we are going to use Developer Console. So for that, let's click on this gear icon and from here, click on the Developer Console. A quick tip: if you want to open your Developer Console as a browser tab, then you can right click on it and click on Open Link in New tab. But if you want to open your Developer Console in a new window, then you can directly click on it. I prefer writing in a tab, so I'll close this pop-up window. Let me zoom my screen a bit. Now in your Developer Console, we are going to write some anonymous code. That means we are not going to create any Apex trigger. We are not going to create any Apex class. We are going to write some quick code just to test how Apex works. For that, click on this debug menu and choose the first option, which is Open Execute Anonymous window. The purpose of this window is you can write some quick code here without creating the Apex classes or the Apex triggers. And here we are going to write our very first Salesforce program, which is Hello World. And from here on, you should also practice writing code along with me. So open your developer console in your own Salesforce org and write what I'm writing here. Let me write a debug statement and let's write hello world in it. To run this statement, click on this execute button here. The program ran successfully, but how you can see the output? Unfortunately, Apex doesn't support an output console like many other programming languages out there. So to see your output, you need to open the logs. Once you execute your program, under this logs tab, you will see a new list item. So double click on this. These are the logs generated from our code. And there are a lot of lines that you see here. How can you see your output? For that, let's click on this debug only option, which will only show the debug that we have put in our code. So let's click on it and there we go. We see our output hello world. Although this program was very simple and small, but this is generally what people write when they learn a new technology. Everybody starts with the hello world program out there. So I thought, why not we? So that's why we have written our hello world program. And now let's take a look at our code. Let's go to the debug menu again and open our anonymous window. And let's have a look at this line. So what is it that we are doing here? We are simply putting a debug statement inside the program logs. And that's why we could see our output here. So this is a debug statement, which was the part of the complete program logs. And that's why we see our output here. So to put a debug statement, you need to use system.debug and then the string that you want to put inside the debug logs. Let's try it again. Let's write multiple debug statements. I have put one more debug statement. And now if you want to execute both of these debug statements together, then you can directly click on this execute button. But let's say I only want to execute my third line or my second debug statement, then I can simply select it and click on execute highlighted button. For now, let's execute both our debug statements and let's also check this open log checkbox, which will open our debug logs directly. You don't have to specifically open your logs. Let's click on this execute button and it's going to open our logs directly. Now let's see our debug logs. For that, let's click on this debug only checkbox and we see both our output here. So this was a pretty basic Apex program, but this teaches you about the debug logs. And believe me, you will be writing a lot of debug statement when you will be trying to figure out what's going wrong with your code. I hope you enjoyed writing your first ever Apex program and you will be writing a lot of these programs in this course. From the next video onwards, we will start learning the programming fundamentals.